It's time for Recipe of the Day. Shrimp are very tender as is, and so they don't really need anything to tenderize them. But when you marinate shrimp, you add so much flavor to them. Today, I'm telling you about the best shrimp marinade out there. This one has beer and basil in it. Why beer and basil? Well, when I was coming up with this recipe, I turned to my handy flavor Bible. I don't know if I've told you about this before, probably. It's like a cookbook, or it looks like a cookbook from the outside, but actually inside, it is just arranged alphabetically like every food you can think of. And then for each of those foods, it lists all the different flavors, all the different foods that go with them the best. I love looking at that when I'm coming up with new recipe ideas, or if I'm just wanting to make something for dinner and want to do something unusual with my pork or my chicken or my shrimp. I can go and look in the food Bible and get some ideas. It's great for coming up with sauces or seasonings for vegetables, that kind of thing. It's a great book. I'll put the link in the show notes for this podcast episode in case you want to check out that food Bible. But anyhow, when I looked up shrimp in the food Bible, two of the things listed there were beer and basil. And I was like, yep, that has got to be it. And it is so good. The beer is lovely on there. You would never know that it's beer, just like how you would never know that like beer battered shrimp was battered in beer. You know what I mean? And then the basil just brings in this light freshness. I really, really like this. I cannot wait for you to try it. To start, you're going to mix together some beer and some olive oil. The beer, I've chosen to go with a lager, just something very light. If you want to experiment with more potent flavored beers, you absolutely can do that. But a nice light lager is going to be great. I would avoid something like an IPA just because it has that bitterness in there. But if you love bitterness in your food, then go for it. It's probably going to be great. Okay, so you are mixing together the 1 cup of beer with half a cup of olive oil, and then you're taking 8 to 10 large fresh basil leaves and tearing them into small pieces. Add that in there along with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Stir it up and then add your shrimp. Now, it can be any kind of shrimp, small shrimp, big shrimp. You want them to be uncooked shrimp. They can have the peel on or the peel off. They can have the tail on or the tail off. None of that matters. Add your shrimp in there and then stir them up and then put them in the fridge for just 30 minutes. You don't really want them in there for longer than that because the flavor is going to get too intense, and the beer can actually start to kind of be like cooking the shrimp, denaturing it. The goal is not shrimp ceviche here at all. So after the 30 minutes, then you can drain off that liquid, discard that, pat the shrimp dry, and then you cook them however you want to cook them. And I'm going to put links in the show notes for this podcast episode for how to grill them, how to pan fry them, air fryer, instant pot, deep fried. Also, this is a great way to make the shrimp for a shrimp cocktail. So I will link to my shrimp cocktail and to my Mexican shrimp cocktail as well. This would be wonderful. You could do actually cilantro instead of the basil, but still the beer, and then make the Mexican shrimp cocktail. Oh, so good. I really can't wait for you to try this. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there, or find it in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/recipeotd. And hey, just a quick note. I'm on a recording hiatus right now, so for the next little while, I'm replaying episodes from the archives, including this one. If you heard me mention a holiday, a season, or something going on in my life that seemed a bit off, that's why. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're enjoying these older episodes. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.